Why are some people always late? You know the type. The friend who says, "I'm on my way," when they're still in the shower. The coworker who dashes into meetings with a half-finished coffee. Maybe you are that person. But here's the interesting part. Chronic lateness usually isn't about laziness, disrespect, or not caring. It's often tied to deep psychological patterns, habits, traits, and even emotions that people may not recognize in themselves. In this video, we'll break down the psychology behind people who are always late, the personality traits, the hidden motivations, and the cognitive biases that shape their behavior. And by the end, you'll understand not just the what, but also the why. Some people genuinely experience time differently. It's not an excuse, it's a cognitive difference. The time blindness effect. People with ADHD or similar traits often struggle with time blindness, meaning they have difficulty sensing how fast or slow time is passing. 5 minutes feels like 1. 30 minutes feels like 5. They start tasks thinking they have plenty of time, only to realize it's too late when it's too late. The planning fallacy. This is a cognitive bias where people consistently underestimate how long tasks will take, even if they've done the same task hundreds of times. Someone thinks they can get ready in 10 minutes even though it always takes them 25. The optimistic clock personality. Some people simply lean optimistic. They believe everything can be done quickly. I'll just send this one email. I'll just tidy up for a second. I'll be there in 5 minutes. They assume the best-case scenario, even though real life rarely follows that timeline. These people aren't trying to be irresponsible. They're navigating a distorted internal sense of time. Chronic lateness often reflects deeper personality traits. Let's take a look at the most common ones. The thrill seeker. Some individuals get a subtle rush from racing against the clock. It's not always conscious, but being almost late adds excitement or adrenaline. Their brain treats time like a game. The overcommit helper. These are the yes people. They want to help everyone, take on extra tasks, and avoid disappointing others. But the result? They overload themselves and inevitably run late because their schedule simply isn't realistic. The perfectionist. Ironically, perfectionists are often late because they spend too much time making everything just right. They keep adjusting, fixing, improving, and lose track of time entirely. The avoider. For some, lateness is a way of avoiding anxiety. They may fear the event, the people involved, or the expectations. Running late delays that discomfort. It's procrastination in disguise. The oppositional personality. A smaller group sees lateness as a subtle form of control or independence. They resist external demands, deadlines, schedules, or rules because being on time feels like giving up autonomy. None of these patterns mean someone is bad or flawed. They simply reveal how personality shapes behavior. Let's go deeper. Chronic lateness often has emotional roots that people aren't fully aware of. Fear of downtime. Some people hate waiting. Being early means sitting awkwardly, having nothing to do, or feeling exposed. So they push everything to the last second to avoid those moments. Low self-esteem or self-worth issues. Someone might subconsciously believe their time doesn't matter, or that others expect them to mess up. So they fulfill the role they think they already have. Mild rebellion or resentment. If someone feels controlled or pressured, lateness becomes a quiet way of saying, "You don't own my time." Difficult emotions about the event. They might be anxious, intimidated, or simply drained. Lateness becomes a buffer between them and the thing they're avoiding. Though subtle, these emotional factors can heavily influence punctuality. People aren't born late. Lifelong patterns often come from habits reinforced over time. Childhood modeling. If someone grew up in a household where running late was normal, chaotic schedules may feel natural. The brain learns, this is how timing works. Lack of immediate consequences. If lateness never caused real penalties, like missing important events or losing opportunities, it doesn't feel serious. In psychology, this is called low punishment sensitivity. Modern lifestyle and overstimulation, constant notifications, multitasking, and high-speed living can fragment people's attention. Time becomes a background noise instead of a clear structure. One of the biggest issues is that lateness is often interpreted as disrespect. People think, you didn't care enough to show up on time. You think your time is more important than mine. But for most chronically late people, the intention is not disrespect at all. It's mismatch between internal time perception and external expectations. Understanding this reduces judgment and opens space for healthier solutions. So how can someone break the cycle? Psychology offers several proven strategies. Work backwards from the deadline. Instead of thinking, I need to be there at 10, think, I need to be out the door by 9:30. This shifts everything from a vague goal to a concrete plan. Use external timers and alarms. People with time blindness benefit from visual or auditory cues. Set alarms for transition times, not just the final departure. Add a 15 to 20-minute chaos buffer. Life rarely goes smoothly. Unexpected delays are normal. A buffer instantly reduces lateness. Practice being early in low-stress situations. Start small. Arrive early to casual events or virtual meetings. This trains the brain to feel comfortable with downtime instead of fearing it. Identify the emotional root. Ask, why does being on time feel difficult? Is it perfectionism? Avoidance? Overcommitment? Once the emotional driver is clear, behavior changes become much easier. Limit last-minute tasks. Create a personal rule. No extra tasks in the 20 minutes before leaving. This alone fixes lateness for many people. Being late isn't simply poor time management. It can reflect personality traits, emotional struggles, and cognitive differences that shape how someone experiences time itself. So the next time someone shows up 10 minutes late, or the next time you rush into a room apologizing, remember there's a psychology behind it. Lateness isn't about caring less. It's about understanding ourselves more.